Welcome back to Not So Good Background Noise. If you watched the last episode, you know what the challenge is. So, go ahead and get that one out the way. Again, start off with a quick little ASMR for y'all. I prefer it though. Let me see. Obviously, at the beginning of the show, right here, I'm gonna show you exactly what we ended off with last video. Yep. Okay, I think I still am gonna stick with this blue and green, but this yellow is going pretty hard. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna finish the face. If you see it, you know what I'm talking about. And again, to quote last time, if I don't have much to talk about, I'm probably gonna end it pretty early. I ain't gonna say I don't have much to talk about, but yeah, I like this yellow. But what I will say is, move you over here so I can see. Today was a good day. Let's see. Work was hilarious today. Work was way too funny. I ain't gonna tell you the story. I just like I said, I work at a school. The students and my co-workers were hilarious. Got home. Okay. What I'm probably gonna talk about a lot today. Love your family. Multiple reasons. First reason, nobody else got your back. Majority of the time, I ain't gonna say all the time, because there's some people out there that ain't got it like that. My nose itch. But majority of the time, your family got your back. Now, for the people who don't, for the family who don't got your back, I'm sorry for you. But I am going to brag. I know my family got my back. So, allergies. I'm gonna go ahead and start it early again. Like I said, and like you should know, it's not so good background noise. That's crazy work though. I really did low-key make that excuse. Not that excuse. The name itself is hard. I just want to see how much it picks up. Look, like I said, oh my goodness, ain't no light. The name itself is hard. But realizing now that semi is an excuse I can have. I said that in the last one about going on a tangent and then forgetting what the tangent was. But thinking about it, that's also going to be my excuse for when I have to make random noises or when something sounds horrible. It's not supposed to be good. Okay, I liked this yellow starting off. This yellow don't color too well. You know what might actually go very hard? If I had some paper that you was actually meant to color on, then you would probably be able to see it. But, like I was saying before, I gotta talk about my family, and my family is hilarious. Might do a random little thing with them. But my family's hilarious. So today, right, before I did this, my mother decided, right, now let this be known, I have very low hair. Like, should I do this color on it? Do this color on the outside. Yeah. But yeah, I have a brush cut, right? That's how low my hair is. Tell me why my mama saw a video on Facebook of a dude laying his edges. I'm air quoting it, but it's because he had the same type of haircut I had. And he was just like, you know what? Do this just because it was the funniest video. So my mama said, you know what, Eric? You know what? I'm gonna do that to you. Me, quote unquote, being a good son. I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And you know what? I'm wearing to school tomorrow. That changed. I'm not wearing it. I washed my hair. But, so, yeah. I had my edges laid today. My edges was laid. My hair was smooth. I can feel and see my scalp. It was the funniest thing to me. My father was not making it any better. He over there recording. Then again, I wouldn't have it any other way though. Then again though, that type of love is built up though. There's got to be who you are as a person, what your family dynamic is. Because me personally, yeah, not saying I didn't know, I did, but I ain't never realized it. Where I'm from, we are different. My family, very different compared to everybody else here. One, it's rare to see a family with both parents. Two, it's even rarer to see a family that like each other. Three, it's rarer, even rarer, to see a family that enjoys being with each other. And four, is like, it's rarer almost to see a happy family. People ask them to, how did they make it? Did you not get tired of seeing each other? And they don't. Like, there's so many people in this world that struggles. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. Only thing, I said this in the last episode, only thing I don't like about some people is they'll say this and that and this and that and then try their best to not change it. Again, if you're gonna do that, brother, leave me alone. But it's some people like seem like they family hates them, or they hate somebody in their family for something. Like, I got people in my family I personally, I ain't gonna say don't like train, but it's certain people in my family I'll be like, alright, whatever, sure, go ahead, do you, boo-hoo, that type of stuff. There's a color called warm and fuzzy. Looking kind of dirty to me. I might cuss. No, I think that might be a good spot for it. It's actually very brownish. But, like I was saying, there's certain people in my family, and I'm like, yeah, respect, I love you, cuz, or unc, or auntie, or whatever. But you stay over there, I'm stay over here. If you need help, I got you. I know if I need help, I got you. But certain things we keep at a distance, right? What color is this? Oh, this just says yellow. I might use this. What the world? Breathe Deep. It's a bluish color. I'm gonna use that on something else too. But, now what was I finna say? I was talking about family. Oh yeah. There's some people who genuinely hate people in their family, man. I'm sorry. Because you have to, something that they did made you feel like I hate you. What makes it worse for me is some people are the ones that's hated. I mean, you did something. Or even the most unfair one, you didn't do nothing. But a family member did something, they taking it out on you. Or something happened to a family member and they taking it out on you. Like the movie Babadook, right? First off, cold movie. I didn't find out what the deeper meaning was till this year. Cold, bro. Cold. And the actual Babadook book. It's a real book. Like the person who made the movie made the book. I don't remember if the movie came first or the book came first. But yeah. This yellow is throwing me off kind of. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Like, the mama loved the son at first. He started doing stuff. He started being a pretty bad kid. Right? But she really started to hate him. Not because of what he did, but because of what the kid stood for to her. And to her, he was a memory of her husband who died. So he couldn't control that. But he got hated. Again, I don't think I've been hated. I don't think I've done anything to be hated. And I try not to hate. That's another thing. There's some people out here who refuse to admit that they hate. I can get behind you saying you trying not to hate. Because if you trying not to hate, that means you put in an effort. I ain't gonna say to be a good person, but to be a good person. To be a decent human being. Man, where's that regular pencil? Because I need to shade that line in some. We both outside. That's my type of hit 'em. I low-key don't. Not low-key. I don't like Glorilla. Collective gasp. But yeah, hot take. I do not like Glorilla. But she got some bangers, dog. I really don't listen to female artists, though. Women artists, because I feel like female artists sounds wrong. But I really don't listen to women artists all that much. I got a few, don't get me wrong. Coily Ray hits. For me, personally, Coily Ray hits. Let me see. Oh, I will say this. If there's any random people that finds this video, give me some music. Give me some people to listen to, some songs to listen to. Give me a person, 2 to 3 songs. It can be as many people, but if you name a person, I need at least 2 or 3 songs from that person. Like me personally, and it doesn't matter the genre. One person I, for some odd reason, never gave the time to listen to, and it's because he said the dumbest thing, personal opinion. He said he's just as big, if not bigger than Michael Jackson. Don't ever do that. But Bad Bunny, don't ever do that, cause ain't nobody ever in my lifetime, your lifetime, his, theirs, anybody's, hers, them's, robots, ain't nobody in lifetime gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson. That joker still getting awards today. This joker just hit a whole nother plaque. And he been dead for over 10 years. Dog, no. I learned about you via ridiculousness in WWE. Like, bruh. Ain't a single person in the world that don't know Michael Jackson that was not born within the past 2 weeks. Because by the 3rd week, you better be playing them some Michael Jackson. And if nothing else. Why am I defending Michael Jackson so hard? Because he the GOAT. That's why. People be playing. Michael Jackson was true. But, if nothing else, you know what the moonwalk is. If nothing else, you know what that lean is. Let's see what else. If nothing else, ain't nobody wearing a fedora like Mike. Ain't nobody got moves like Mike. When they say I want to be like Mike, they ain't mean Michael Jordan. They ain't mean Mike Tyson. They ain't mean Michael Phelps. They mean Michael Jackson. From Indiana. Why Indiana is on a hot streak? Alright, basketball talks. Indiana Pacers. They made me question everything this year, low-key. They were not supposed to be good. They were not supposed to make it to the finals, let alone the conference finals. I keep saying that wrong. I keep saying the bigger one first, and then the smaller one second. You're supposed to go the opposite. They weren't supposed to make the conference finals, let alone the finals. But, yeah, them jokers, hey, the Hadley band. But, hey, a dark magic, bro. Whatever Dallas had that year that they won in 2011, which happens to be the first NBA Finals I vividly remember because I was mad. But I was mad in the moment. I couldn't tell you why I was mad neither. I mean, I could, but I couldn't. I was a LeBron fan, but I barely registered stuff. But I remember when Dallas won, they were showing the Dallas championship jerseys and hats, and I was so mad and confused at the same time. Because I was like, first off, how they already have the jerseys? I mean, how they already had the shirts and the hats made already? They just won. Let's be known, this was 2011. I was 8 years old. No, I wasn't. I was 7. At the beginning of the 2011 season, not 11, yeah, at the beginning of the 2011-2012 season, I would have been 8. My birthday tends to fall on the first week-ish of the NBA season. First week-ish, okay? So if you can randomly guess my birthday, good job. If you can't, low key though, I don't know how I feel about this. I think that orange might not have been a good color to pick. I heard that song earlier today. That's why it's in my head though. Oh yeah, that was the first championship I remember. I can't tell you where I was because I promise you I don't remember the house. I just remember it was dark. And I was like, man, Miami should have won. Let's be known, I'm 7 years old. And I remember some grown dude said, man, why you say that? And we started talking basketball. Right? Thanks to my daddy for that one. He said, yeah, we used to just sit and talk. Again, I am single digits, barely conscious. And he having full-on conversations with me. And I'm having full-on conversations back. I'll put that green back off in here now. But there you go. But, yeah. Then Miami first win. I remember, and I can tell you exactly why I remember it. I remember Dallas winning 2010, 2011. And MVP D Rose. I remember that. I remember Miami winning because they beat OKC. And I was like, man, OKC gonna be scary. They had Harden, KD, Russ, and they were young. I could tell you that much. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in the season, but I remember that. And then next season, Bron won MVP. I remember that. And my favorite, underratedly, my favorite team at the time was the Grit and Grind Grizzlies. And one of my favorite players was Marc Gasol. I didn't even know he won Defensive Player that year until like a couple of years later. I'm not fit to tell no story. But what was I finna say? I don't think I've used this color. What color is this? French blue? I ain't never used French blue. I'm finna use French blue. But what was I finna say? Let me use French blue right here. Oh, that's similar to one of these other colors I just used. Man, some of these colors just got different names, but they're the same color. I'm real up and close on the phone. Y'all like that? Y'all cool with that? Ooh. Well, but what was I finna say? Oh yeah, at this time I really didn't have a team I was a fan of. I was a fan of LeBron, so I would claim myself a Miami fan. Okay, but like I was saying, I remember Russ, Harden, KD, and OKC. I remember that. I remember when Harden got traded to Houston because I was like, y'all was just in the finals. What are you doing? To find out it was because they paid Kendrick Perkins and Serge Ibaka. I can understand the Ibaka one because Ibaka young too, but you just you could have paid for. I'm not gonna say that, but you could have paid for some better perks than that. You get what I'm saying? But man, that hurt me. And I think 2K12. Yep, because that was the first 2K I remember legitimately playing. Thank you, my cousin in Kansas City. You know who you are. I don't think you remember that. I gotta tell you about my family. Some of the stuff that they did to me, boy, it's disgusting. Love them though. They hilarious. I got a lot of blue. I need to put some more green in here. But I got a lot of blue color, big stuff. I got like green in the midst of it. I need that green to cover some more ground. Green apple colored something last time. But let's see. Miami championship over OKC, and me being mad that OKC decided to let go of Harden because they want to be cheap. I'm proud of Shea and them that they won that championship. Russ they should have got Russ. Russ was in Denver though, and Denver were contenders, so I can't say nothing. But Russ deserved a championship ring purely because of that. Russ and Steven Adams, personal opinion. That's besides the point. Low key, I just found out that Fred VanVleet got hurt too. Russ still looking. Houston, sign your boy. You see Russ no mind coming off the bench. And we need him to finish See, me and my daddy kind of figured this out, right? Post Harden getting traded. Russ has played with Harden and KD by himself. All right, so it was Russ, KD, Harden, right? All three of them on one team. Then Harden got traded. So now Harden playing by himself. He got Russ and KD, okay? Now, KD leaves. Now, Russ, Harden, and KD are all playing by themselves. I want you to catch on. I might draw a diagram. Actually, yeah. I'm finna draw me a diagram real quick. I'm going to take a picture of this so y'all can see it. Let me plop this here. Okay. Diagram. Let's see. We got circles. I did that horribly. Hold on, wait. See? Okay, give me a second. Okay. So we got... I'm getting there. Let me put the names here. We got Russ, Harden, KD. Okay. Okay. Close enough. I need to make the circles bigger, but I got it now. Okay. God. Okay. Now, we got Russ, KD, Harden. Okay. Now, all of them play together from 09. All three of them play together in OKC. OKC, right? Okay. Russ and KD play with each other. Well, I'm gonna hold off on that, right? Post OKC. Okay, Harden and Russ play with each other in Houston and the Clippers. LAC. Okay. KD played with Harden in Brooklyn. Like I said, KD played with Harden in Brooklyn. I know they usually put something like BKN. I like putting BRK. I don't know why. Excuse the poor handwriting. But, long story short, the big three, when I take this picture, it's going to be horrible. Hold on. Let me get the colors out. All right. So, but like I was saying, Harden and Russ play with each other in Houston and the Clippers. Okay. Harden and KD play with each other in Brooklyn. Now, we need Russ and KD, which that ain't gonna happen. But we need Russ and KD to be on the same team post OKC, and then they all somehow find a way to play with each other on the same team to finish the trifecta. Because then there'll be multiple times that the big three of OKC has played on the same team with each other. Fine, blue and a gray. That song is stuck in my head. See, and what's crazy is right now I'm just small enough. Not just small enough, but obviously since I have no subscribers, I'm small enough to be able to sing this song and even play it without getting copyrighted. This looks like the old Clippers colors. I think it is the old Clippers colors. It is. But like, that's hilarious to me. How, and I'm not saying labels go striking down little channels that use that music, but like, is it not hilarious the fact that if you're a big channel you use that music, or a big enough channel? I'm just gonna say big channel because Jimmy High Roller, love Jimmy High Roller. He got copywritten from a song that he made popular, and he kept giving credit. Same with G-Man. Jimmy High Roller is a basketball YouTuber, and G-Man is a 2K YouTuber, right? Them two made songs popular, their intro songs, or the songs that they play in their videos. And they ain't the only two that done that, but it's like the whole time pre them blowing up, right? It was cool. They was chilling. But what, you got just enough clout for me to get something off of it? You can stop all that stuff you doing, cuz. Like, bro, you was just chill not too long ago. They were giving y'all credit and everything. What changed, cuz? Y'all was getting too much credit? Y'all was getting too many publicities? Too many publicities is not a saying at all. There was too many people saying, man, I came from G-Man. Man, I came from Jimmy. Man, this is Jimmy's song. This is G-Man's song. I mean, I get that. Like, if you made something, you will want your credit. I get that. But, bruh, your video, your music is going crazy. Regardless of how you feel, I ain't gonna say regardless of how you feel about it, but like, man, your song is being known. Why are you trying to mess it up? And it's not, and what I had to come to realize somewhat, it's not them trying to mess it up. Hold on, let me check something. It's not them trying to mess it up. It's they want their due respect. Like, yeah, G-Man and Jimmy made the song popular, but G-Man and Jimmy didn't make the songs. So that's why you can't do nothing but respect it. And it ain't like they big artists. Like, I'm not gonna say they ain't big artists, but I did not know who. I still don't remember the dude's name who made the Trap Sack song. I think his name was like Nash or something. Somewhere to end. And I'm Sorry by Swell. No disrespect to Swell. I'm pretty sure you're pretty famous. I'm pretty sure you are very famous. I never knew you. And there's no disrespect to you. It's like I watched G-Man. Since I watched G-Man, I know who you are. You can't get mad at G-Man for me learning about you from him. People gonna learn about you from somebody else, regardless of if you want that to happen or not. We know about Bronny via LeBron James. We know about who else we know? We know about a lot of people via a lot of other people. Like, let me see. Or via a lot of other mediums. Like, for example, I learned shows, especially if it's entertainment. Now that I think about it, it's especially if it's entertainment. You learn about video games by the people you watch play video games. You learn about movies by people you watch react to the movies or talk about said movies. Like anime. The majority of the anime I watch, and I ain't gonna say slacking like it's a job or something, but like I have not been watching anime as much as I used to, and it's because I just did it again. By the way, the colors I'm putting on here are gonna be also the jersey colors that they have worn. Like this Russ is a teal color because of that 1-2 seasons ish of that teal OKC with him and PG. I think PG was on that team. But it was that teal and orange. The jerseys is in. I like the colors, but the jerseys is in. If I remember correctly, I'm probably going to have to relook at it. But I remember the colors, and I love weird-ish color schemes. And I think teal/turquoise and orange sounds. I'm gonna go so hard. Miami Dolphins. That's not the point. Okay, most randomest things. Y'all ever realize little brothers of sports, especially in Cali, have the hardest colors and uniforms? Like, yes, the purple and gold of the Lakers are are more respected than the Clippers, red and blue. Be honest though, them Clippers jerseys go hard. Them Lakers jerseys comparison is only more popular because of the players that wore them. If the same people that wore the Clippers jerseys, wore the Lakers jerseys, wore the Clippers jerseys, I promise you them Clippers jerseys be the best jerseys ever to touch a basketball court. Them in Utah. Unpopular opinion, I'm guessing. But I don't think so. I think a lot of people agree on that. Football. The Rams and the Chargers. Rams are the big brothers purely because they got 2 Super Bowls. Yes, they were LA, St. Louis, LA again. But they jerseys go hard. They're also memorable. Like the Lakers. They jerseys go hard. But they are more so memorable. Chargers jersey, best jerseys in the football league. Hands down, no question. It's hard to mess up a Chargers jersey. And when they do, they suck. Like the Clippers jerseys. When them Clippers jerseys suck, they suck. But when they don't suck, man, they go hard. You got a better chance of your jerseys going hard than the team. I don't do too much baseball nor hockey, but I can do basketball and football. But one factoid that I do know about baseball, and this is New York. All the little brothers of New York, sports-wise, rhymes. The big brother of New York in basketball, the Knicks. The big brother in New York of football, the Giants. Big brother in New York of baseball, the Yankees. But then you got the little brothers for basketball, Nets, football, Jets, baseball, Mets. I'm just saying. I realized I switched from coloring the whatchamacallit to coloring this diagram that I made for y'all to see of a little fantasy that I have. That is it. I really do want to see Russ and KD on the team together. And then I want to see Russ, KD, and Harden on the team together. I want them 3 to retire with each other. or retire on the same team. And I want them to win. I want Russ to win the ring. More so than Harden. I would love for Harden to win the ring. It's kind of the same thing for like PG and Dame. Like, I would love for them to win the ring. But one of them, not really. I want Russ to win the ring, though. Like, I wanted Melo to win one. Like, I want... Who else do I want to win? Steven Adams. I want Steven Adams to win the ring. If you ain't catching my drift, I'm a big OKC 2010s fan. I'm a Minnesota Timberwolves fan now. Like, I want everybody on Minnesota. Weirdly. Except for Gobert and Randall. Look, I did not like them pre us getting them. I am warming up to them. They've been on my team for the longest. Feels like Randall only been there a year, but Rudy's been there for 3 years now? 2-3 years? But man, I swear I don't like it. I didn't like Rudy when he was in Utah. Purely it's the same reason I don't like him now. He's a great rim protector. What else does he do? His perimeter game ain't good, as in defensively. His offensive skill is horrendous. This is purely NBA level, because I know if I challenge him to a basketball game, he's whooping me 10 out of 10. But like, don't ever get yourself confused. I am not delusional, because I ain't beating him in a basketball game, let alone the fact that he's 7 foot tall. But like, look, I'm very confident, but I know my limits. You ask me, will I play him one-on-one? Yeah, I'll play him. Do I think I stand a chance? Not really, but I play like I do. But, you know what I just randomly thought about? Because I think it's Pusha T that... I don't even know the song. But I think it's Pusha T. I think it's on their new album. I don't know. I don't really listen to Pusha T like that. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah. I'm getting there. Pusha T thing. Reason why that popped in my head. I would much rather get sued by the rapper than the producers. Like, if y'all disagree with me, you wrong. I don't like to tell people they wrong, but you wrong. All right, let's go to Golden State Yellow for KD. Not that yellow, but bruh, them producers, they the one with the money. Like, yes, the owners and stuff, blah blah blah. But bro, no. If you had to talk about the people that were known, I swear I ain't on with no beef with no producers. Y'all have way too much money in pocket and way too much readiness to get somebody. And it's not even because like y'all just horrible people. Y'all just itching for somebody to try y'all wrong. Personal feelings, personal opinion. I feel like y'all just be itching for somebody to just do something wrong for y'all. And then y'all hit them with a Metro Boomin and start making a BBL Drizzy. Like, bruh. I don't know what Kendrick and Drake was on during that beef, dog. they were putting out some bangers. I listen to mostly Kendrick because I mess with Kendrick more than I did with Drake. But man, I can admit them jokers putting out some bangers, bro. Like Push-Ups is a catch. Like it's catchy. What other? That's. I feel sorry for Drake because I know more Kendrick disses than I do Drake disses, but the album afterwards, whatever the album is, the one with Party Next Door. That album go hard. I need you. Again, I can't sing, but not so good background noise. Yeah, hour in is your second one. Your third one. Had to start it off strong. I'm with you. That's the only rule I'm putting. Whatever other rule you put in there is whatever other rule you put. I need you. I might add more rules throughout me doing this. Like, one that popped in my head was whenever I switch subjects. I do that a lot, though. But it goes on for an hour, so that's up to you if you want to do it. I ain't gonna remember it. Only one I'm gonna remember is saying not so good background noise because I think it's because that was the first one I came up with. But me personally, if I was whoever else, and I love the fact that I think about this stuff near the end of it, I would say, when I, your narrator, one, say the name of the show, not so good background noise. That's another one for you. So back to back on you. You ain't ready. 2, when let me see, burst out into singing, because I like to sing. So there's gonna be a few moments where I just go, would I sing? Did they say sing or swing? From the chandelier. Yeah, I can't sing, but that's besides the point. Y'all be alright. Something to laugh at anyway. Because you need to brighten your mood, man. I don't mind. Let's see. Oh, I need to pray though. I do need to do that. So I'm finished coloring this because I can't really do 2 things at once. Because when I try to do 2 things at once, I end up stop doing one of the other things. I want to finish this, but y'all got time. Give me a drink. Give me a second. I'm going to drink some of my tea. That is what I try to say. Shout out G-Man. Everybody. That should be another one. If I shout out a person by name. Because I try not to do that. But if I shout out a person. I'm writing these rules down. Give me a second. Nah, I can't do that. Not in this one. I took this one out, so I'm just trying to do it. But rule number 1. Shout out G-Man. I ain't finished. Shout out G-Man. Everybody, raise your cups. But yeah, rule number 1. If I say the name of the show, so name of show. Rule number 2. Random singing. So I'm gonna put singing. 3rd rule. Change of subjects. So subject changes. Rule number 4. Shout out person by name. S-O. Ooh. 5th rule. Y'all gonna hate this. I think this might be the last one. If my allergies start kicking in. Okay. Them the 5 rules. I would list them out every episode. I'm going to start them off on the next one. Yeah. But if you know, now you know. Them the rules. If I say the name of the show, if I start singing randomly, if the subject changes, if I shout out somebody by name specifically, and if my allergies start acting up, as in or sneezing. Yeah. Them the 5 rules. Now, whatever other one you add on, that's on y'all. It's on y'all. Do y'all though. I'm not forcing y'all to do nothing. The only thing I'm forcing you to do is enjoy the life that you live in. Now, let me pray. Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for giving me this time to talk to the people who are going to listen to this, whoever it may be, if you have people listening to this. Regardless, I want this to be for you and for me. If nothing else, for me. That's very selfish, and you shouldn't be selfish, but sometimes, Lord, you just got to let me have something. I'm saying you, as in, like, you, but I'm saying you as in, like, people in general. Well, yeah, Lord, thank you again. Lord, I pray that this stuff goes off, but at the same time, I don't mind how it is right now, Lord. So, Lord, again, I thank you. Lord, I pray for strength. Pray for strength to make it. To whatever. For whatever, to wherever, and whenever I need it, Lord. So thank you. Lord, I pray that you give me the mindset to believe that you already won for me. That you gave me the strength that I need to do what it is that needs to be done. Lord, again, I will pray for my guidance. Not my guidance. Your guidance, Lord. Pray that you lead me where I need to be going. Pray that you help me understand what it is that needs to be done. And Lord, I thank you so much for all that you do. I can't say that enough, Lord. I have to make sure you know that. But Lord, pray that you just have me do your will. And I not even so much understand it, just do it. Because, like you said, it's better to do than to know. I don't think you said that. I need to read more. That's probably the next thing I read. But it's implied. They say obedience is better than suffering. It's true. He also said, live in faith. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understandings and all thy ways acknowledge him. He shall direct thy path. It is saying to trust in the Lord. Trust that he got you. And if you think he got you, He gonna direct your steps. He gonna make sure you get where you need to get. You gonna go where you need to go. You gonna do what you need to do. So Lord, I thank you. I think it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Let me check. I don't want to lead y'all astray. If I lead y'all astray, that's wrong on my part. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understandings. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct that path. That is the KJV. I was raised in KJV, which is why I say KJV. But I read NIV now on my time alone. When I do read, which I need to do more of. But in the NIV, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understandings. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. If you're not getting what that's saying, it's saying do what God is telling you to do, and you're going to be good from there. Don't think about it. Don't try to understand it, because you're not going to understand God's knowledge. So you just got to do it. You will never, if you're playing the game, you will never understand the person. Okay. Better yet, because this popped in my head while I was saying it. Forget just the characters. No. Because I hate, when people talk about, so, is your life predestined or do you have free will? This is how I put it. It's like a game with multiple endings. For my RPG players, it's like Fallout. For some of my people, for some other people, it's like the Walking Dead series. It's a Telltale game, or it's Fallout, or it's whatever. It's a game where you can pick your ending. Whatever you do causes a different ending. It's one of those games. You have the freedom of choice to pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or even 10. And whatever you pick changes the ending you're getting. If you pick God, you're gonna get a good ending. If you don't pick God, you're gonna get a bad ending. The thing with God is, he is your automatic save. Not really in the sense of, well, he gonna save the choices that you make, but he gonna be like, okay, you was doing good all the way up to here, right? If you start to deter from here, I can save you and put you back on track. And you're going to be back where you started almost. Maybe a little bit farther down the line because you learned some more. But he going to put you back. As long as you decide, I'm getting back on track, he going to put you back on track. And you're going to be right at that save spot. And then you can keep going from there. That's the thing about God. Now, like I was saying, because I'm spitting out these metaphors each episode, this metaphor is, if you're playing the game, you'll never get a better understanding of it than the man who created it. You're living life. You're playing the game of life. You will never have a better understanding of your life than the person who created your life. Again, it's quote number 3 for y'all. I'm 3 for 3. First one, hand 2 people a spatula. One person pressed and flipped, the other one flipped and pressed. One yesterday. Look outside of your life, but work inside of your life. As in look outside of yourself, but work inside of yourself. And today, playing the game, you will never... God, dog. Alright, I'm going to write this stuff down. And you know what? I can write that when I'm in this binder. Okay. Saying number 1. Give 2. I don't know how to spell spatula, by the way. spatch spatula. I spelled that wrong. I know I spelled that wrong. That's the point. 1 will flip, then press while the other will press, then flip. Now, I want y'all to know, I have the reasons for why I say that, and I say it in each episode. First episode was people are so different. Like, that was the reason why I say that one. Why I said that spatula one. Everybody's different. If you give them the exact same thing, if you give two people the same thing, they're gonna use it differently. That's why I said that if you give two people a spatula, some person's gonna press then flip, some person's gonna flip then press. You can make the meaning out of that for your own self. That's the original meaning. My second one was, this one's like kind of point blank period. Look at your life from the outside. Look at, I could draw a mean at symbol, by the way. Your life from the outside and work on your life from the inside. Yeah, that is to say, look at your life based on how others see your life, because others are gonna see your life way better than you see it. More than likely, it's gonna be somebody out there that see your life and think, man, your life is great. It's always gonna be one. But thing is, you can't work on yourself from the outside. You have to start inwardly. It's not, you have to find motivation. You have to get yourself. Why am I talking? Again, I say this all the time. I don't follow my own instructions. I am now, though. I'm doing better. Doing better at that. So, clap it up. Ooh. But, yes. Look at your life from the outside, or work on your life on the inside. And the third one today, a person playing the game we won't have a better understanding than, is it then or than? I've never been good at English. Than the one who created it. That's with life in God. Oh, yeah. Like I said, that's with life in God. Because you will never understand life. You'll never understand your life, let alone life, better than the man who created it. Yes, it's your life. But who created you? You can say, my parents did. Yep, that's why most of them know you better than you know yourself, too. God created them, too. Yes, you were. Yes, you were that. You were those two things combined. You were, yes. God put his miracle on you. Remember that. God is a miracle worker, and you're here for a reason. Okay? Don't forget that. I hope you don't forget that, because there's too many people in this world that think they aren't valuable. Nothing else, if you still here, you're valuable to somebody. That somebody could just be yourself, but you're valuable to somebody. Don't forget that. You know, man, I'm honestly am glad I just got to talk. I really do low-key want somebody to hear this. Because I feel like it's a lot. Look, this is patting myself on the back to the max. And I thank God for this one. My foot is killing me. It's a lot of stuff I'm saying on here I feel like people need to hear. And I feel like if they hear it from a random person, they'll do it better. They'll live life better than what I'm doing. Because this is me looking from the inside. I'm in my parents' house, in my room, in the back, sitting on my bed, talking to a phone, and coloring a horribly drawn circle of yellow. Because it was a little fantasy that I wish would happen in real life with people that I never have met before. But, oh, boy, if I get to meet one of them, man, I'll lose my mind. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I would love to meet Russell Westbrook. Because I know Russ is a cool dude, for real. I feel like KD is, too. But I feel like KD cool. But he about his business, more so. Like, I feel like each one of them is different. KD, Russ, and Harden, I feel like they all cool people, but they all cool in a different way. Like, I feel like Russ is cool and the most human. KD is cool, but he about his business. Harden is cool, but he rapper cool. So, like, in other words, Russ is regular human cool. Like, oh man, that's a nice dude. He do stuff for people. He a sweet dude, all that stuff. I feel like KD, his is, let me see. How can I? He that co-worker that's, he just a cool co-worker. Like, I don't mean like, oh, he like trying to do too much or like throwing a party and all the time. I mean, you know, that person that's like, not everything he does. He ain't that loud. He ain't all out there and all that stuff. But it's one thing for sure, he love his job. Harden, like I said, he rapper. That joker's a rapper. He goes to strip clubs. All right, now let me see. Harden played for. I need Philly. I already got a red and a blue on here though. I ain't got no deep blue. I might do a deep blue. Actually, not, because everybody else got their prime colors. Let me get Harden his prime colors. Yeah. This is red, orange. Yep. Yo. Man. He's averaging 40. Crazy. Back to my basketball tangent about my first finals I remember was 2011. I remember MVP Rose. I remember that. He was cold. 2012. I remember that Olympics team for sure. I remember that Olympics team. I actually semi-remember a good amount. Because I remember the Darren Williams versus the Chris Paul debates. Like, I legit remember those. Because I was big on Darren Williams. I was a Darren Williams fan. I remember the Blake Griffin dunk contest when he jumped over the car and people didn't like it. They said he jumped over the hood. Can you jump over a car, cuz? I ain't think so. But, bruh, Blake, yes. Who he jumped with? Dang, who Blake jumped with that year? I remember the Gerald Green dunk contest, man. That was cold. That joker jumped and blew out that cupcake, cuz. That was cold. I don't remember the All-Star games, but I remember the dunk contest because I remember after watching the dunk contest, me and my brother would try to do dunk contest. And I didn't have any hops, and I wasn't creative with my dunks. And I remember vividly, and I was like, yo, I'm finna do the most amazing dunk that not too many people can do. I did a dunk while standing up on a goal that, funny enough, my brother couldn't dunk standing up yet. We was little, so he had to jump to dunk it. And I did it. And my dad was judging. He was like, man, you gotta do something better than that. So I was heated. I was mad. I ain't gonna tell no story. I was like, but he can't do it. It's just not a cold dunk. And I was mad. He won that slam dunk contest, deservingly so. He did that. But let me see. The Dwight Howard Nate Robinson dunk contest was another one. JaVale McGee, that's who it was. When JaVale McGee dunked on them 2 goals, that was so hard. That was hard. As you can hear, I am reminiscing like crazy work. But let me see. 2012, I remember Miami beating OKC, and I told you why, because OKC blew it up like some dummies. Hence why I started this diagram. Next year, I remember the shot heard around the world. I don't think they called it that, but god dog did they need to. Ray Allen, the clutchest shot in NBA history. Bruh. Tell me that whole finals was cold, bruh. Like, no foul play, no nothing. LeBron blocking Thiago Splinter at the rim. PG decided that he was going to be the next best thing. I just knew PG was going to win something. He ended up getting hurt and not winning nothing, which hurt me. That hurt me so bad. D-Rose was hurt. PG was hurt. It was like all LeBron's biggest ops coming up got hurt. They all got hurt and or became busts. And or went to the West. We're getting there, right? But the Spurs at that time, I was still a Miami Heat fan, but I loved watching the Spurs play because the Spurs was cold, right? Everybody, it ain't a person. If you don't like Spurs basketball, you don't like basketball. I don't say that about a lot of stuff, but I'm willing to die on that hill. If you don't like 2010s Spurs, the last few years of Tim Duncan basketball, you don't like basketball, bro. You like highlight reels. That ain't basketball. It is, don't get me wrong. That is art. Let me see though. Who else? Lob City. Love Lob City. I would say I was more of a Clippers fan than I was a Miami fan. I was just a LeBron fan, but I loved Lob City because they were cold, man. They had the perfect team. They had a point guard that could pass and score and play defense. They had a personal opinion, the best power forward in the league. They had the best power forward in the league. They had one of the better centers in DeAndre Jordan. True enough, he was just running dunk man. But ask Brandon Knight how well that's going. But then they had a team full of shooters to where your point guard could do whatever. Then they had Jamal Crawford. Who in God's green earth does not like Jamal Crawford? But yeah. J crossover. Matt Barnes, Caron Butler, Hedo Turkoglu, Big Baby Davis, Danny Granger later on, Paul Pierce later on. Who else they had? Darren Collison, Eric Bledsoe. Like, bruh, I love that clip. I love that Lob City era. They just couldn't win nothing until they ended up running into the Spurs, Houston, Warriors, or OKC. And they end up getting hurt. Like in Memphis. Again, the grit and grind Memphis ain't too many teams, personal opinion, ain't too many teams beating that grit and grind Memphis. Let me take this picture of this diagram and show it to y'all. Hold on, camera. Make sure my flash on. It's a horrible diagram. While I'm doing that, time for y'all to semi-see the progress I've made. I'm gonna finish coloring this little spot. Then, man, I am a whole hour and some minutes in, and I'm finally taking a picture of this thing. That's crazy work, ain't it? Y'all be alright. I ain't getting much done, though. I spent a lot of more time rambling about other stuff than actually coloring, if I'm gonna be 1,000% honest, though. I don't mind. I feel like I needed it. Not really needed it, more so it just felt right today. But, what was I finna say? Oh, yeah. Basketball talks. I think that's the first finals I remember watching each game. The OKC one. I remember watching the OKC one. But I vividly remember that 2012 to 13 season. And I remember that 13-14 season, too. I remember Kawhi winning Finals MVP. KD winning MVP. You the real MVP. Let's see. That was the first 2K I actually ever got. 2K14. That was my favorite 2K. 2K14 for Xbox 360. We got it when it first came out because we had just got the 360 from one of the other kids that lived down the road. My daddy bought it for us. Oh, what, man. I was so happy. Because that was the first ever console we had that wasn't VTech, and I love VTech. Shout out VTech. But the fact that my first ever console, I love the fact that I could say my first ever console was a VTech. me check something real quick. See, where did I color? I colored a decent amount. Oh, worries. I might throw this one in just random. I don't think I am, though. But first ever console, VTech. Love my VTech, too. All the Thomas the Train games. And Spider-Man and Friends. Man, what? Them games were goated. But, yeah. Now, what was I saying about the NBA? Oh, yeah. 2014, I remember that season. You the real MVP. Spurs championship. Then 2015, I remember hearing LeBron going back to Cleveland. And I remember hearing somebody say, also, who Cleveland fans? And I raised my hand in my head like, no, I ain't no Cleveland fan for real. I'm more of a LeBron fan. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't that year. It was the next year, I think it was. I think it was the next year. No. It was that year. That year. No. It was the next year. That year, I was still at Cleveland. I was like, okay, I need to pick a team and stick with them, right? But for this year, I'm LeBron fanning it. Golden State came out the wazoo. But who are they? This Monte old team. That should let you know where I'm from. That ain't the city I'm from. That's the state I'm from. That Monte team. Monte in Milwaukee. Actually, no, he ain't in Milwaukee. He in Indiana now, I think. He either in Indiana or Dallas. I think he in Indiana. I think he was in Indiana at that point. Monte old team here, man. That's the light skinned dude cold. Steph, I don't know what Steph, Clay, and Dre. I promise you, I don't know what kicked into them. But Steph and Clay were the Splash Brothers. I hated them. Man, I hated them because they were cold. And we played basketball like the next year. It was our day. That was on the green team. No, it wasn't that year. It was the year before. Not the year before. That year. That year, I played basketball on a team called Temp Staff. And we had a boy on there. I'm not going to say his name. But he was cold. He was light-skinned. He played like Steph. And he shot all the threes in the world. And it looked like he made all. It looked like he made at least majority of them threes, boy. And he was cold. Up behind the backs and everything, boy. And it was... I'm watching this in awe. I ain't never seen Cuz again, though. No, I seen him a handful of times. His sister was cold, too. He had a sister. And they both played for the other public school team that's down here, that where I'm from. But, wee boy. He was cold. Then again, I was never the star of my team. I was always really good. I gave consistently a certain amount of points. First year, I consistently gave 6 points. Here I'd be 3 layups, 2 threes. I remember one game, boy, I got hot and I hit 2 threes from back to back. Boy, I was hot. I ain't get the ball almost no more. And I messed up that year too. Alright? This is why I say that. We came in third. And we could have played for the championship. The game plan was move the ball around and get it to either him or one of our other 2 better players. See, I played more so like the 3. Because I was short, but I went fast. And I hustled. I was the hustle guy. really. But it was Lil Steph, and I'm gonna call them the Twin Towers. They were, one was bouncy, and the other one was kind of bouncy too, kind of. They were all 4 and 5. I didn't start, let it be known. I started like a handful of games, but I didn't start. They were cold, right? I that's the point. The whole plan was, okay, move the ball around to get it to Lil Steph for the last shot. I caught the ball. I don't know what kicked into me, but I drove towards the goal because I had the lane. But I was like, nah, I can't do that, because as soon as I ran to the goal, they got there, and I got doubled, and I turned the ball over. So that was on me. I vividly remember that. I was mad. I'm still semi-mad to that, because I feel like we would have won the championship that year. But we came in third. I take the third. I can't do nothing but take the third. That was 10 years ago. But the next year, was the dunk contest of a lifetime, cuz. That was 2014-15, 15-16 with a 3-1 comeback, dunk contest. I'm whispering now because, bro, my brain is racking. The 2015-2016 season, the first season, I legitimately remember. Russ and KD going stupid. 73-9. Kobe's last year. 3-1 comeback. Unanimous MVP. The last years of the Grit and Grind Grizzlies. John Wall, IT, DeMar and Kyle, Dame and CJ, AD, Boogie. Like, oh my God. Bro, the league was so hardened. The league, Dwight Howard was falling off. That's another one I loved. I love Dwight Howard. I was mad that he falling off. Gortat? What? Random thought. Man, Gortat was cold. I love Gortat, especially in 2K. Especially in 2K14. He was a big body. He got every board. But man. 2015 and 16. That little stretch. No joke, the years 2015 and 2017 was like peak. Peak everything. Especially for my childhood, that was peak. Bruh. I love it. My family said, man, that was the year we got rich. We really kind of didn't. We went from having peanut butter jelly sandwiches and like having turkey sandwiches and every now and then pizza and stuff like that to almost every day. No joke. Buying them big old taco boxes from and it was like 24 in a pack. And I didn't like the hard shells because the bottom went soft too quick. So he did my daddy. Like, all right, we're going to do half hard shell, half soft shell. Then they started doing the Doritos, Locos, Tacos, and the Cool Ranch and that stuff. You're like, okay, we're going to do 1/3. We're going to do 6 Locos Tacos. We're going to do 6 nacho cheese, 6 Cool Ranch. No, we'll do 1/3 nacho cheese, 1/3 Cool Ranch, and 1/3 soft shell. Boy, we was in heaven, boy. Man, life is crazy good, man. I'm honestly am glad. Life is good. You know what I mean? That was for cheaper ring finger look. Ooh, but yeah, that's another one, by the way. All these changes and stuff. Technically, that didn't count. I'm going to say this one counted when I switched from talking about basketball to talking about 2015 in general. I will count that. You can make it immediate, or not immediate, But like that one led into it. But when you realize, oh snap, he talking about something different, that's what it's gonna be. That's the point. Back to what I was talking about though. I remember that 2015-2016 season vividly. Because I remember the dunk contest. I remember the 3-point. I don't really remember the 3-point contest. I'm not going to say and tell you no story. I remember Atlanta, though. I remember when Atlanta Hawks won Player of the Week. I was like, that's crazy. And I looked at the record, and I was like, that makes sense. And I looked at their stats, and I was like, that makes even more sense. Because them jokers, But man, let me see who else. Oh, what else? Like I said, dunk contest. I remember that All-Star game. I remember that 3-1 comeback. Kobe last game, 7-3-9. I'm gonna tell you why I remember 7-3-9 so well. And I think that was the year Mississippi State broke UConn's record. I think that was. We had DirecTV then. But I remember we were watching not WNBA, but the women's college basketball in the back, and Ole Miss beat UConn and broke their record, and broke their streak in the Elite Eight or Final Four. They lost to South Carolina the next game, but they beat UConn on a buzzer beater from like a little girl, caught the ball, went up under the goal, and made it. Me and my dad lost our mind. I ran up and down the hallway. Our hallway is about maybe 10 feet. Maybe. Wait, a goal can't fit in this room, and I think this room is about as long as that hallway. It's about 8 feet. we ran it up and down this hallway, screaming, boy. Like we won the game. And the game was Mississippi State versus UConn. And I knew UConn was cold. I didn't think Mississippi State was that cold. We beat them? What? I didn't care if we lost the next game by 40. We didn't. We just lost the next game. But, bro, it did not matter. Let me see. But that year in basketball, I don't know what happened with that one. No, wait. I don't know what happened with that one. But coach decided to let me play for real. Man, first game of the season, I led the whole game in scoring. I scored 16. All on paint touches. Boy, I was cold. I was like Charles Barkley on the block. I couldn't jump. I still can't jump. Wow. Get big. Boy. And I was getting boards. Boy, I remember we played the All-Star game. And we played against the travel team from another city, right? This all the summer league. We ain't in no like high school, nothing. This is summer league, right? There's a whole bunch of kids from the city that I'm in and somewhat cities around me playing in a random little summer league, right? Me and my brother made the All-Star game. So we at the free throw line. My teammate shooting. No. They shooting. Right? Because I got the low block. I hear a dude say, oh, this easy rebound. Well, I'm like, word? Say less. He ain't get the rebound. I don't even think. Let me see. He shot it. He missed. The thing is, he missed the free throw. I boxed my dude so far out, I think he ended up going back to the free throw line. And no joke, I'm every bit 5'6". I was little. I think I every bit 5'6", because I had just got taller than my mama that day, or that year. Yeah. Every bit 5'6". Oh boy, every bit almost 6 feet. So I'm a little compared to him. And he was jumping. Oh, boy had bounce. Oh, boy had some nice bounce. I didn't. I just had some fluff and I could move people. So old boy wanted to go up. And not go up, but wanted to talk, easy rebound, word, move, and that was it. He ain't get a rebound. I don't think nobody out rebounded me that season. For real, for real. I ain't even been coloring. That's crazy. I just been over here rambling. But I'm for real. I didn't get too many PT though. I say it's because my coaches didn't like me. That ain't it. The coaches that I played, the coach, my first year with Tim Staff, it was better players on that team. Second year, it was still better players than me on the team, but the coach had favorites. He had favorites. The next year, no, that wasn't that year. That year, I averaged a cool 6 points. The next year, 16-17, that one was my best year. Let's see. First year was Terrence. Second year was Robinson. Third year was Washington. So I was wrong. My second year was my best year. Yeah, my second year was my best year because I played with Coach Robinson. Shout out to the person by name. Look at that. But I was cold. He had favorites. I don't blame him. They still were cold. Don't get me wrong. But he had his favorites. Then again, I played on a team with a lot of the players that played for the public school. I didn't go to a public school. So, like, a lot of them wanted to play for the public school. He was one of the... So, it was like, yeah, word. The next year, same thing. I pretty much played with the public school kids. Like, the public school team, me and my brother. Well, I was on that team. I was, really. I played with the older high schoolers, the older public school kids. We were all still, like, middle school age-ish. Like, yeah. Let me see. 2016-17 season, I remember when KD went to Golden State. I was mad. Like, it's over. How can you leave OKC? How can you leave with Russ? Y'all had a chance. Y'all could have won. I didn't even know they went 3 up then. I just knew they had a chance. They could have won. And KD want to do some weak stuff like that, bro? I thought it was a random video. That sounds fun. Alright, let me see. What blue am I going to rock with? Cause I could use a little bit more green, but I got a lot of blue touching. And I got a lot of green touching because what color is this? It's violet. Let me see what this violet looking like. Ooh, I might rock with this and put that here. Yeah, I'm rocking with that and putting that there. Got you there. I think I used you. Yeah. Aqua green, I'm definitely going to use you. But, like I said, Blizzard Boo, I might use you too. KD went to Golden State. I was heated. I knew they was going to win. It wasn't even a question. They ended up winning, right? Whatever. Saw that coming. Next year, actually, no. I'm going to tell you the thing that I remember. I remember IT finishing 4th in MVP. He should have won. Not because he did great or anything, but... Oh, and MVP runs. Let me step back. MVP Russ was the truth. I don't think there was a single person in the world that did not like Russell Westbrook that wasn't an analyst. And I feel like the analysts only didn't like him because it was their job. Because I think everybody was rooting for Russ. Yes, we knew Russ was not going to win the championship. Yes, we knew Russ' whole team was sad outside of him and a select few people, but you had to actually know the team in order to know who the select few people were. Sabonis, I liked Sabonis, but he was at the time, purely at the time, because he's so underrated now. He was underrated then, but he's super underrated now. Steven Adams, still underrated now. I love Steven. I was a big fan of Steven Adams. It's crazy. 2K13, how I said 2K13 was the first 2K I ever had. That is not a story. I can legit, and I played my career so much and made so many different people, I can almost quote that NBA draft from beginning to end to the at least like top 15, almost. Dennis Schroeder is the last one I can name in order, I think. I'm going to do that next one. God dog, man, I've been talking for 2 hours. It'll be alright. Ooh, I'm going to throw you in here. But, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. MVP Russ. Loved MVP Russ. Harden was on something different, too. Let me not forget him. So was Bron. KD then won. Obviously, I can't hate. But IT, John Wall, DeMar, all them jokers, they was on something different. Victor Oladipo, I love Vic. Only thing I didn't like about that team, and everybody says it, and it's true, there was not a lick of spacing on that team, bro. Andre Roberson could not shoot. When your best... Oh, campaign too? What? You know you got me laying rock. I didn't my shot. Rock. But yeah, that's besides the point. Let me go ahead and skip to the next year, 2017, 2018. Peak Bron. Peak Bron, bro. That's all I can say was peak Bron. And Harden. And that wasn't peak Harden, because peak Harden was the next year. Peak Bron for sure. Peak Bron. Boogie and AD. Oh my goodness, I wish Boogie wouldn't have got hurt, and I wish they would have stayed. That would have been the nastiest big man duo in league history. I do not care. Ask your mama. Let me see. Who else? Like I said, peak Bron. Harden was real good. Giannis was on his up and coming stuff for real. Kawhi, his final year with the Spurs. But it was that year before, I think. Yeah, the year before was the one where he got hurt. Was it? 17, 18. Yeah, 17, 18 was his... No. 14, 15 was Golden State. 15, 16 was Cleveland. 16, 17 was Golden State. 17, 18 was Golden State. 18, 19. Yeah, y'all was right. This year, Harden was best chance. I can tell you exactly where I was when I watched that finals and conference finals. I was in Cleveland watching the conference finals. I was with my grandparents. They took us on a trip to Cleveland. I was in Michigan during the draft. Not during the draft, but I was in Michigan when they was doing like the lottery or whatever. They was talking about the NBA prospects on radio that my great uncle's truck. And I was like, personal opinion. And I remember this. I'll take that L. I'll take this L. I was not big on Luka. I wasn't big on foreign dudes, though. I really wasn't. I wasn't big on Luka because, one, he was slow-footed. Two, he was foreign stats I couldn't get. I couldn't wrap my head around how he's a great prospect, but he averaged 16, 6 and 6. Now I know the difference, obviously, Luka, but I know the difference between college 16, 6 and 6 and EuroLeague 16, 6 and 6. College 16, 6 and 6 is pretty nice if you're a second option or not that good of a player. If you're overseas at the age of 17, 18, averaging 16, 6 and 6 in this slow-paced game and no-space game, not saying they didn't have space, but they played 2000s-ish basketball. 16, 6 and 6 is crazy work. I ain't gonna say crazy, but it's good. It's especially during that time, it was really good. But Aiden was my dude. I love Bagley. No joke, I love the first and second pick because Aiden he was supposed to be Shaq with a jumper. Not even a 3-ball, just a mid-range jumper. And Marvin Bagley, he was just prototype. He was a prototype of power forward. He could post up, he could run, he could put the ball on the ground, he could shoot every now and then, he could play defense, he can get boards. That was Marvin Bagley. That's what he was supposed to be. Again, 2020 does take Luka first. In the moment, I was not mad with the first and second pick. But I was in Cleveland during the conference finals, both East and Western. So much so that the day before I had to leave Cleveland, not the day before, the day after I had to leave Cleveland, Terry Rozier was going to be at the gym that I watched the person who I came up there to visit. Their son played AAU basketball. He cold. He nice. But Terry Rozier was supposed to come to that gym the next day. I was like, we would leave the day an NBA player is supposed to come here. That's saddening. That make me that almost make me mad. But so I didn't get to meet an NBA player. Would have been a dream, especially during that time. Now I'd have met an NBA player. I'd have met a handful of celebrities. I might tell y'all about that later. That's besides the point. I remember that conference finals because I remember Houston being up 3-2, and I remember Chris Paul getting hurt. I was mad. I was so mad. Chris Paul got hurt, and they should have won, but they couldn't because they couldn't hit a 3. And that is when I found out that Houston legitimately took more 3s than 2s. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? But, I remember Cleveland because I was in Cleveland, and I remember watching the game. I'm like, wow. So that's my type. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I think that was D-Wade and... No, 2016-17 was D-Wade and Dirk's farewell tour. Because D-Wade hit that step-back 3 on Golden State. Wasn't it Golden State? He hit that... he shot it, got blocked, and then one-legged from the 3 from the middle. From the center. And make shoot. Yeah. said no. It was 17-18. Luka was about to get drafted. Yeah, Luka was about to get drafted. It was 17-18. It was that year. Wait, am I tripping? Am I tweaking? I'm tweaking. It's 18-19. Duncan was 16-17. Or 7. One of them. I'm getting that mixed up. I'm getting the retirement tours mixed up. You ain't got to worry about that. Only one I legit remember was Cole. I think it went Cole, Timmy, KG, then Dirk, and D-Wade. I think it went in that order. But that was, yeah. But Golden State would still make me mad because Golden State beat Houston, and I knew whoever won out the West was going to win the championship. I said that. I said, yeah, whoever come out the West, they win the championship. Boston too young, and Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. I remember the Gordon Hayward injury. Gordon Hayward got hurt. I watched that game, man. That hurt. That scared me. And I was like, I'm going to tell you, there's so many theories went through my head. If Boston never trade Kyrie, Gordon Hayward don't get hurt. Ain't no telling what happened. What else? Like I was saying, Boston don't trade for Kyrie. Oh my goodness. Both of these colors the same, ain't it? Nope. Boston don't trade for Kyrie. IT might not throw that pass. Gordon Hayward might not get hurt. Totally different story. Then again, Cleveland with Kyrie and Bron, how that looks. We'll never know. Especially that year. Because Bron said they had him. They did not. But Bron said they had him. Bron turned to Optimus Prime, Captain America, any type of super leader. Like he switched into some type of gear that I know we'd have never seen from Bron before. And that's crazy because we done seen it all from LeBron. But man, that Bron did not come to play. And you ask me, I'm taking that Bron over any other Bron. Which isn't a crazy take. It's literally in between that Bron or like 2012, the year after they lost. The year they beat OKC, 2012, yeah. It's either 2018 LeBron or 2012 Bron, one or two. But what was I finna say? Oh yeah, I knew that championship was coming out the West. Now I remember watching that finals. I remember watching the first game of the finals. And I was so mad at JR. I was like, man, JR had to been drunk. Because this JR, man. JR gonna be drunk. But, yeah. That series, man, yeah, that hurt. Then Bron went to LA. I ain't get it. I was like, it's because his son played for Sierra Kane. That's gotta be it. And they got a young team, so he might work with them. They might work. He traded all them jokers the next year. We ain't got there yet. Kawhi went to the Toronto Raptors, which kind of hurt me because I love DeMar and Kyle. And I was like, oh, this year might be their year. Not their year, but like the East is wide open. LeBron ain't there to dominate it no more. Anybody can win. Kyrie first full year in Boston, including into the playoffs. And Kyrie did not want to be there. Kyrie was on his third eye thing. Kyrie really was losing his mind. I don't want to say it like that. He really wasn't. But Kyrie was more than basketball at that moment, which he's human. So I get that. You want to be more than what your connotation, I'm guessing. I don't know if that's the right saying, but like, I understand that. I really do. Because, personal opinion, I didn't realize it until recently. I'm more than my family's name. But that's besides the point. Like I said, Kyrie, he was wanting to be more than basketball, which I get. So, like I said, I get that. I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Kyrie wanted to be more than basketball. Not wanting to be more than basketball, but he was doing more than just basketball. And it was a distraction. Like, I know he was battling through whatever he was battling, but it was a distraction for the team. So I'm sorry. I feel sorry for him on that one. But yeah, Kawhi to Toronto, Jimmy in Minnesota. Oh, by the way, that's what I was when I was talking about. I had to pick a team and I'm gonna stick with them. I ended up becoming a Timberwolves fan in 2016-17. No, it was 15-16. It was like right before the season started. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick the Timberwolves because they're a young team. They look like they building on to something. I don't think they good enough yet to make the to win a championship, but I can see it because we have Wiggs, Cat, Levine, and Chris Dunn. I love Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn was a big guard. I love big guards, which is ironic because I didn't like Luka, who was a big guard, but Luka was a big slow guard. I love big defensive playmaking guards, and I'm saying that, and it's so ironic. You know, another player I didn't like. I didn't like him because his dad, but it took me a while to realize his dad actually did what dads were to do. I did not like Zoe, and Zoe is the perfect player for me. 6'6", two-way playmaking guard, bruh. That's my dream guard. Legitimately my favorite point guard, but it's literally Lonzo Ball before Lonzo Ball and Michael Carter Williams. Love Michael Carter Williams, a.k.a. MC Hammer. Yes, sir. But, yeah. What was I going to say? I need to know. I might just do this mint. Yeah, I'm going to do this mint right here. But, Jimmy in Minnesota. Get in bad. Giannis, MVP. Harden, average 40. Dame, telling OKC, see you later. Oh, D. Mitch is another one. For as much as I don't like Rudy, I love D. Mitch. I loved everybody. It's like every team that Rudy Gobert is on. I loved everybody else but Rudy. Because Rudy's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's garbage. Like, man, bruh, how you have no NBA level offensive ability? Not even, like, man, you are so offensively inept, whatever the word is, to where it's like, man, what are you doing? Just put it there. Like, that is all you have to do. Just put it right there. Yeah, you ain't doing that. So, like, what are we getting? But defense, he can block a shot now. He'll block a shot. Don't get me wrong. He'll block a shot. But D. Mitch cooked OKC the year before. But that year, Dame told everybody bye-bye. Bang. You see. Oh, let me take a picture of this before I finish drawing. I gotta pick the last color for this ear. I think it's the ear. I'm gonna call it an ear. But what else can I say? Oh yeah, last tidbit just before I finish. Yeah, Dame told OKC bye-bye. Yellow orange. There. And they broke. OKC was like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna take this level of disrespect. You gotta go. One of y'all gotta go. Both of y'all go. Why not? Kawhi finals MVP and Toronto won the championship. The greatest shot, the only ever Game 7 buzzer beating shot in NBA playoffs history. When I say that year Kawhi was the best player to touch a basketball, I mean it. But, you know, to each their own. You can say Giannis, I wouldn't disagree. You can say Harden, I wouldn't disagree. You can say anybody, I really wouldn't disagree. But my personal opinion, the best offensive player was Harden. And Giannis was probably the best physical force. Kawhi was the best player, period, to touch a basketball that year, though, regardless. 2019-20. That was bubble. Yeah, I remember the bubble. It's another hot take, which it's seeming like it's not as much as a hot take as it used to be. Man, the bubble was great hoops. 1. And 2, it was real hoops. It wasn't nothing but a bunch of people going to a YMCA and hooping. And people don't like that because it was YMCA basketball and half of y'all players that y'all thought was going to be cold weren't cold. That's a story, because the ones y'all thought was going to be cold were cold. The ones that nobody thought was going to be cold were also cold. Bubble Jordan, a.k.a. T.J. Warren, he was the truth in the bubble. Why? Because why not? That's why. Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell going back and forth for those with the 50 and 40 against each other. Denver deciding to come back from every 3-1 possible except for against LA. That's why they don't lose to LA no more. Because they even like, we had all them 3-1s comebacks just to go down 3-1 for us to not be able to come back 3-1. That's besides the point. But man, the bubble was hard. What else? Yeah. And then you got 2021. That was Giannis. They're like, from, I would say, 2014, 15 on till today. So the past 10 years, I can remember majority of the season, regular season and postseason. Okay, back on 2015, 14, 15, I remember that, and I remember 739 so well. And I remember it was almost the same day that Kobe, when we were watching it, we could have watched Kobe or 739. And I wanted to watch Kobe purely because I didn't want to watch 739. Because I knew, I did not want the Golden State to beat Memphis to be 73-9. I wanted them to lose so they can go 7-2-10 and I have the record. And my dad was like, nah, we watching this one because I want you to watch history. Like, he knew they was going to win. And I'm like, nah, Memphis finna win. I want Memphis to win. I'm rooting for Memphis to win, and Memphis lost. Because Golden State was on some stupid that year. 73 wins and 9 losses. And the whole time I'm over here hoping for 72-10. I ain't want that. I ain't want 7-3-9, but they got it. They won though. Ain't up. Respect. Y'all got it. Y'all lost in the the finals, going up 3-1 because LeBron, Kyrie, like, nah, we ain't having that. But like I said, that's the point. But always from then, I remember that 2019-20, like I said, that was the bubble. Rudy Gobert being an idiot and spreading COVID. 2020, 2021, my senior year, Giannis, Jokic won MVP. Giannis was Finals MVP, the best player in the world. He made everybody else look like his kids. Like, no joke. 21, 22, Steph decided to revive Golden State. His career ain't never died. He decided to revive all of Golden State. Like, bruh, he did his thing. That was a fourth one. And then you got 22, 23, Boston. Boston was the most dominant team in the league. You got 23, 24. Last year was Denver. I feel sorry for Denver because there's going to be fans that be like, bruh, he played an 8 seed. Was it a 4th or 5th seed? Were we the 5th seed? I think we were the 5th seed. He played the 8 seed, the 5th seed, and the 7th seed. And then the 8th seed in the finals. Like, they had the easy route. They did. Purely based off the position, purely based off the rankings that they played. That 8 seed was, who was the 8 seed? Who was the 8 seed in the West that year? Let's see. 8 seed in the West. 2023, 24. NBA standings. West. Let me see. Am I tweaking? I think I'm tweaking. I see 22, 23. See, 22, 23. Denver. Yeah. Let's see, because they played the 8th seed, which was us. 5th seeded Clippers. Or was it Phoenix? It's one of them two. Let me just see. Phoenix. Okay, yeah. They played us in the first round, right? We was the easiest comp they had for real. Then they played Phoenix, which had... Did that Phoenix team have Chris Paul still? Hold on, let me check before I get myself all types of messed up. Hold on. Stats, scores. Get these cookies out of my face, cuz. Oh, cuz. I'll just be running my mouth. My brain is short circuiting because it's 11:18. All right, look, I'm gonna call it a night. We're gonna talk about this later if I remember. Probably not gonna remember. But man, hey, let me take this last picture for y'all so I can show y'all final. I'm probably gonna go show my parents this too, because they love art. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Well, done drawing, done talking, because I'm tired. But everybody, thank y'all so much for listening. I enjoyed my time talking to y'all, especially all the fact that it's been 2 hours, man. 2 hours. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Be safe, be blessed. Pray before you go to sleep. And remember, some not so good background noise. Don't remember that, dog. But for real though, thank you for watching Not So Good Background Noise.